Hey guys, long time no see. I have had some crazy kinds of allergic reactions to things lately, and my eyes have been taking the brunt of it. They have been red and puffy and watering, and just doing basic makeup just for work it's so tedious. You may have already noticed that I do not have any eye makeup on today whatsoever, and I kind of wanted to use this as a teaching moment. Something that I can teach y'all is I talk all the time about how I have such sensitive eyes, and I never really talk about how to deal with it, especially concerning false lashes, because that's one thing that I see all over the place, just on the forums, online, like on Reddit, is how do you deal with having extremely sensitive eyes and still wear really, fancy false lashes. So first of all, I want to talk you through just some of the criteria that lashes have to meet for me to be able to wear them, and just kind of take you step by step through the selection process. And I was sent some lashes here by a brand called Ditamora Cosmetics, and I thought this would be a good time to compare these to other lashes that I have that do and don't work, and how these kind of fall into all of the categories and the criteria that I'm looking for when I'm looking for comfortable lashes for my sensitive eyes. There's two things that you really have to keep in mind when you're looking for false lashes for sensitive eyes. One is the lashes, but the second is the glue. Now, if you are aware of any allergies that you have to, say, latex or certain chemicals, you want to make sure that the lash glue that you're using does not contain any of that. There are certain lash glues that really bother me. For some reason, the Tarte lash glue, I'm not sure what's in it. It's like I said, this is if you know what you're allergic to beforehand. I don't know, but it really makes my eyes itch, so I don't use it. The one that works out the best for me, and I've seen it work for a lot of people who also have sensitive eyes, is the House of Lashes lash glue, because it does not contain any latex. That's the first thing that you want to take into consideration. And so second is obviously the lashes. One of the biggest things about lashes that irritate me is the band. I have pretty wide, long kind of eyes, so I don't have the opportunity to cut the band as much as others might. I mostly, like I said, for the most part, need the entire length of the lash to fit my eye, otherwise it's too small. So where some people can cut off like little bits of the end to make stuff work, I don't have that option a lot of the time. So the band has to be soft and comfortable and on the thinner side, but it also has to be flexible enough to keep its shape through however many uses that you put it through. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of bands. There's really thick bands, there's ones that are really hard and stiff, there's thinner bands, and then you have invisible bands. I like bands on the thinner side or the invisible side, because anything thick I can feel on my lid, my lash line, the entire time, and it irritates the crap out of me. So I need to have a band that sits well enough and softly enough that I don't feel it there. This here is an invisible band. If you can tell, there's no black band. It is clear, and the lashes are just kind of wrapped around it. And these are perfect if you have sensitive eyes, because you can't feel them at all. It feels like your lashes. A good example, and this lash is actually an example of a good and a bad thing, and I'll explain that in a minute, but a good example of a very thin band that works. These are the Ardell Faux Mink 810 lashes, and if you can tell, this band, it's black and there's a band there, but it is really thin and inconspicuous, and it sits very comfortably on the eye. Now, what is a terrible band, and I actually like these lashes, I just cannot deal with this band at all, these are the Eyelure and Nicole Guerrero 143 lashes. If you can tell, that is such a chunky band It is also not very flexible, and just it doesn't really sit on your eye very well. It doesn't want to conform to your eye no matter how many times you use them. Others may not have this problem, but another thing that I look for in lashes is the inner corners. The inner corners on lashes need to be longer, because if they're on the shorter side, when I start blinking, it feels like they're stabbing me in the eyeball. I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe I need to trim that part off, but then they'd be too short. Let me go back to these Alexis lashes here from Miss A, AOA Studio, but see how the inner corners of these lashes here, they're fairly long. They're not too much shorter than the rest of the lashes, and that keeps them completely out of the way of the rest of my eye, and so they don't irritate or poke me in the eye at all. On the other hand, let's go back to the other two lashes that I showed you guys just a minute ago. These are the Ardell Faux Mink, the 810s. These ones here, if you can tell, this inner corner is extremely short. So when I start to blink, these little edges here will poke me in the eye, and eventually my eyes will start to water, and then the lashes will come off because my tears dissolved all the glue. Same goes for these Nicole Guerrero and Eylure ones. If you see the inner corner right here, they are very short and very pokey. And just like the lash glue, you want to make sure that these lashes are made out of things that don't bother you. If you're allergic to rubber, if you're allergic to, I don't know, some kind of chemical that they use in these, you just want to make sure that the ingredients on here are not things that are going to bother you. And now it is time to get to the lashes that I was sent, and we'll do a little comparison. So quick story time. I was contacted by this company, Ditamora Cosmetics, and they asked if I would like to try some of their lashes and which style would fit me the best. So I went through their website. They have 8 styles, and I'll have their website down below in the description box if you guys want to check it out. All of them looked, just by the pictures online, now I haven't tried any of these yet, looked like they would be okay for my eyes. The bands were on the thinner side, no pokey little inner corners, and the ones that I ended up saying that I thought I would like were either, there's 8 styles, D1 through D8, and I said D3 or D4 would be the best for me because they just looked like my kind of style, you know? The package I was expecting was, I thought it was just going to be 1 pair of lashes, but they were kind enough to send me 2 of each. So I have 2 D4s here, and I also have 2 D3s. So that was incredibly kind of them. So just, if you guys watch this, thank you. I was just speechless when I opened the package. I went, oh my god, there's 4. All of their lashes are cruelty-free as well, so that's one thing that I'm really trying to take into consideration when I purchase new cosmetics, skincare, hair care, like any kind of beauty item, is it cruelty-free or not? Because moving forward, I'd really like to start weeding things out of my collection that are not cruelty-free, because at this point, we're in 2019, people. Why are we testing on animals? Anyway, let's start with D3. These are dramatic effect lashes, and so far, so good. So it looks like they meet my criteria so far. It has a clear band, but the lashes are attached very close together. The inner corners don't look super sharp and pokey, and actually, I might have to trim these because they look like they're a good length. And when you trim lashes, you always want to trim from the outer edge and not the inner corner, because you have so much volume on the outer edge to play with, but not as much on the inner corner. So let's see. I actually moved a mirror over here, so I'm going to look this way. I trimmed off a teensy bit. That looks much better. All right, let's go ahead and give these a shot. To test these, I think I'm going to do one style on one eye, the other style on the opposite eye, just so I can have them both on at the same time and kind of give you a comparison of the two. Alright, this is without mascara or anything else on my eye besides this lash, and this is extremely comfortable. It is really voluminous. I am just kind of like, I'm so surprised. They feel nice, they're very soft, and this inner corner isn't bothering me at all right now. The band was very flexible, wasn't hard to, you know, mold to my eye shape. So D3, the style D3, so far so good. Let's go ahead and give style D4 a try now. So on first glance, this one is not as thick as D3 is. You can tell there's a little bit more, there's more gaps in between here, which is, that's totally fine with me. Also not related to putting the lashes on, but I have to say the plastic that this comes in is amazing. These, nothing is gonna happen to this. Like, this is hard plastic, hard base is wonderful. Okay, so we've got D3 and D4 on, so D3, D4, and I feel like it's easy to tell the difference now that they're on and I don't have any eye makeup on, what they look like, and you can see like some of the subtleties in them. This one is definitely fuller, more voluminous. This one here is, it's still voluminous but not as full, and it kind of has more of a crisscross pattern in the lashes, and rather than this one has like a slight pattern but not as much. Overall, these lashes from Ditamora Cosmetics are definitely approved for sensitive eyes. I do recommend making sure that you trim them properly because they do have these tiny little bits of plastic on the edges, which I think most lashes do, honestly, but they'll probably poke you in the eye if you leave them on there and you don't at least trim it just a teensy bit. But other than that, the packaging, okay, this packaging is beautiful, one, and out of most of the lashes that I've tried, ones that I really like the packaging are the Zorii Cosmetics, their Mink lashes. They come in the most amazing sturdy packaging, but as far as like just regular plastic packaging goes, these are great. I didn't even know lashes could come in like this thick sturdy plastic, so that's an A+ from me because I didn't know that existed. And thank you again to Ditamora Cosmetics for sending these over to me. You are so generous with these, so thank you so much. And like I said, if you guys want to check them out, I will have their link down in the description box below. Not an affiliate link. You can just click it and browse for, you know, just for your information. And that is it. I hope this video was a little helpful to some of y'all who struggle with the same thing that I do with having extremely sensitive eyes, and just kind of gives you an idea of like the criteria that I'm looking for when I look for false lashes, what works, what doesn't work, and just, you know, just kind of make that experience easier. I think a lot of people don't realize that even if you have really sensitive eyes, you can still wear false lashes. You just have to make sure that you're finding the right ones. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It helps my channel out a ton. And I also hope that y'all will consider subscribing as well. I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. I know that my husband is actually really excited because it's Pokemon Community Day. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to go hunting Pokemon this weekend. But you guys be safe, have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye y'all.